Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And I'm sure a lot of people are looking for me specifically today to come online, for us to produce a show today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, what am I referring to? Yesterday, it was a Sunday, so they had some pretty early games on yesterday. So I just said, okay, let me tune into the Lakers versus Dallas Mavericks game. That should be a very interesting game, featuring some pretty big name players like Kyrie Irving, LeBron, Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, and others. So I was watching the game, and if you watch that game, in the first half, the Dallas Mavericks were hotter than fish grease. I mean, it was incredible how hot they were in the first half, and they were hitting shots literally from everywhere. If we just take a look at the box score for a second, in the first half, the Dallas Mavericks scored 61 points, right? They shot 47% from the field and 52% as a team, hitting 12 three-point shots in the first half. The Lakers, on the other hand, were cold from three, and they ended up going 3 of 21, shooting 32% from the field. So me, who was up there, just enjoying the show. So I jump on our channel, and I end up putting a quote up there, not a quote, a post up there. Well, I was like, oh, wait till tomorrow, because it looked like the Lakers were going to get blown out. I'm like, wait till tomorrow. They're going to definitely be saying that this is LeBron doesn't have help, and this guy sucks, and that guy sucks. And then people started coming for me in the comment sections like, all right. And then so they started catching up. And with every quarter they caught up, more comments just kept on pouring in, right? Like, where you at now, son? Where you at? Like, people were coming for me. And then ultimately they were able to come back. And then, people started roasting me on the channel. And it's all good, right? The specific reason I put up the comment where it was like, okay, y'all can go ahead and roast me now, was because that there are a lot of people out there that talk trash when, the moment is hot for them. Like, if your team loses, they come out there, they talk all type of trash, they make fun of you. But the minute their team loses, you can't find these people, right? They're nowhere to be found. They're just waiting. And then the minute it happens to you again, they pop up again. So I said, okay, I didn't want to be that person. Let me show my face. And then people roasted me, and we all had a good time. It was pretty funny. But anyway, back to the game. What ended up happening? As I said, the Dallas Mavericks were up 61-47 in the first half. In the second half, things totally switched. And it wasn't so much that the Lakers started hitting threes. No, because they shot 3 of 13 from the three-point line in the second half. Instead, what happened was the Lakers started to play defense, and the Dallas Mavericks ultimately cooled down from the three-point line. In the second half, the Mavs shot 30% from three. They went 8 of 26. And the Lakers held them to 36.2% shooting as a team. And the Lakers, on the other hand, they ended up shooting 55% from the field. So those are just the stats when you just kind of, break down the stats. But there was more to it. I think one of the biggest impact players on that game, if you watch the game, was without a doubt Jared Vanderbilt. This guy went in there, and in limited minutes, he only played 26 minutes. He went in there and wreaked total havoc on the defensive side of the floor. This guy, think about this. His assignment was to basically cover Luka, and he guarded him so well that it ended up actually flustering Luka Doncic and taking him out of his game. He was that much of a defensive impact on the game. And as a matter of fact, I believe it was the defense that he was playing that was able to spark that turnaround for the Los Angeles Lakers. He finished the game with how many points he finished the game with? 15 points. Listen to this. 4 steals, 17 rebounds, and 8 offensive rebounds, and still shot 100% from the free throw line and made a 3. To me, he was the difference in the game. Another person that I believe contributed heavily to the Lakers' victory was Anthony Davis, right? Anthony Davis had a very, very solid performance in the game. He scored, what did he score? 26 points. He only had, 1 turnover, 3 blocks, 4 assists, 15 big rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds. He shot 60% from the field, going 12 of 20, which was very, very good. LeBron, on the other hand, had a pretty peculiar outing. Why? Because I believe it was in the third quarter, do I want to say? I think it was in the third quarter. LeBron, I think he was going up for a shot, and he landed awkwardly. And, I mean, he was able to brace his landing because he landed with his left foot first. He was able to plant his left foot or something like that, and his ankle kind of rolled the wrong way. I could be wrong. Then he was on the floor kind of writhing in pain. And then LeBron said, I don't know, something like I heard a pop or something like that, right? So at one point, it looked like he was injured, but I wasn't really sure what particular injury he sustained. Moments after that, I saw him kind of running up the court. He was still playing, so I'm not sure. Did his ankle really pop? Was he running on adrenaline? No one really knows. But if you watch that game, the Dallas Mavericks absolutely blew that game, and it caused the Lakers to have one of their greatest, or actually historic, comeback. I think they were down at one point 27 points at one point or something like that. They were down over 20 points. And the Dallas Mavericks simply could not corral themselves to play better basketball, make some shots, run their offense correctly, and ultimately they ended up blowing that game. So that game was just as much about the Lakers going in there and snatching a victory from the clutches of the Mavericks, as much as the Mavs blew a pretty big game, a pretty big lead, and lost that game in an embarrassing fashion. And as a matter of fact, after listening to some of the post-game comments from the head coach, Jason Kidd, he said that the Dallas Mavericks as a team needs to grow up. What was he talking about? Not growing up in the sense that these guys are knuckleheads. No, he means grow up in the sense that they need to mature into a championship team. He then went on to further explain his comments by saying, young teams never win championships. So you guys need to become more mature as a group if you guys really want to compete for a championship. So I'm sure that this is something that the Dallas Mavericks ultimately will learn from. At least that's what I think. But in terms of the Lakers, it was a pretty impressive win, and they made a fool out of me. Trust me, the people in the comment sections will let you know for free. They was roasting me up. So what I want to know from you guys is simply this. What are your thoughts on that game? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show.